Hello everybody, my name is jELeeoo, welcome back to my second channel, and welcome back to the weekly deep dive with jELeeoo.
I took the deal.
Here I am taking the deal, and here is this week's deep dive. This week being December 4th
Again?
to December 4th to December 10th. And I'm saying again because we are once again delving back into Magma Core, my least favorite biome, for the third time, and we are only on episode 5. Isn't that awesome? That's just so cool, isn't it? Anyways, it's time to choose our build, and for this one, I have a very special person to introduce you to.
For this build, I'm going to be the big, beautiful president. I'm going to be the man himself, the big Don. And, my armor build is going to be the same as always. It's going to be 3-1-1-2. You guys say it's a great armor build. I love it. For my grenade, I'm going with the standard HE grenade because, there's all these fancy things. You got the impact axe, you got the neurotoxin grenade and the ripper. But let's be real, we just need classic American hand grenades. It never gets old. My drills have the same setup as before with 2-1-1-1. Same with the C4 of 2-1-1-3. Charge attack for the pickaxe, and of course, and for my secondary, I'm going with the classic Sabata. We have all these fancy weapons, but let's be real, nothing beats a good old American pistol. I see all these foreign guns, and I realize we don't need them. They're useless, completely useless. I never even liked the plasma charger. I always found it clunky. My build for the Sabata is going to be 2-2-1-2-3 with the explosive reload. Overclock. It works similar to the embedded detonators in the Zukobs. CNN has been spouting so much shit about me that it's time that I give them a taste of their own medicine with the sludge pump. The sludge pump. Yes, this is actual shit in this sludge. The sludge is straight from the Donald tanker itself. The build is going to be 2-2-1-1-1 with the hydrogen ion additive overclock, mostly because I don't really like these other ones. It's time we make Oxys great again.
That sounded nothing like Trump near the end. My throat is really going through some stuff, but I
do the best tunnels I do.
I took some medicine to hopefully remedy that.
Fuck, I'm still engineer.
And I'm still engineer.
I always keep forgetting to mention it because the buttons are so tiny, but the perks I run are resupply, born ready, deep pockets, iron will, and dash on my driller. Pretty much what I run on most of my other classes as well. It's a good perk setup, what can I say? I take all the perks because I need to keep them off the streets.
Very expertly said, Donald. Now, as you know, I am a raging Republican, so here today I have invited the legendary Donald Trump to this episode. Pretty cool, I know.
And now I wonder if I should talk in the voice for this episode, but I really don't want to. It wouldn't be nice, so I'm going to stop after this sentence and just talk normally.
Which is why I'm going to be talking normally like this. So, stage 1 of the deep dive back in Magma Core, and we have Morkite and Deep Scan. Nothing new to talk about. The only new thing to talk about is this setup, which I'm going to show, but, the time will come. So for now, let's get on to the topic of this mission. Here I am trying to spam E on Molly to deposit faster, because I see people do that, and I never get it right. Anyways, as said before, the Sabata, the pistol, has a overclock similar to the embedded detonators of the Zukovs with Scout, so I reload to explode the whole thing. But anyways, the real thing I want to talk about is money, because, it's fitting. It's fitting that I bring on Trump. I said I wouldn't do it. It's fitting that I bring on Trump to talk about my money, my financial problems. So I say I do editing as my income, and that's pretty much my only income. Yeah, I'm one of those jobless losers. Big surprise. But, it's enough where I can live comfortably with my parents and, occasionally help them and shit like that, and also get them Christmas gifts. But it's not like a lot. And I recently overestimated just how much money I had. See, another way that I try to make income is investing, the stock market, which is, I wouldn't, honestly, I want to recommend it entirely, because it's a kind of a weird endeavor, but I had about 250-ish invested in the stock market, built up over the course of, a few months. Here I am these explodey things are going to be bothering me the entire fucking deep dive, by the way. Here I am finding the first resonance crystal. But, I invest all that And then I see like all these AI deals and all these companies that I'm investing in just so happen to like partner themselves with AI, and I get like a huge boom in money. So good for me. Like I invested in AMD, and then AMD made a deal with OpenAI, and all of a sudden my $2 loss in OpenAI, in AMD, it turned into a $15 gain. So that was awesome. It skyrocketed, you know. And I entirely got my investment advice from a friend of mine who was a business major in college. He's a cool dude. I like him a lot. Actually, he also makes YouTube videos, so I'm going to shout him out. Andrewisaway. He's awesome. I'm going to link him in the description. He's a cool dude. But then the AI bubble started to burst, and I lost $15. It was a net loss of all my stocks. So I decided to sell my stocks and completely just use that on Christmas money. And after Christmas, if I have money left over, I'll reinvest into more solid investments, i.e. Walmart, Dollar General, Costco. But it doesn't change that when I decided to spend $170 on Christmas gifts in one day, because, you know, that my card declined for buying a $10 Steam game. Didn't feel good. Now, I'm not trying to like blame the economy or life or anything like that. This is 100% on me. I recognize that. But goddamn, it really is not fun having money problems, you know? And it's even worse not looking at your bank account. Like, I didn't look at my bank account because doing that makes me sad, because money kind of makes the world go round, and a lot of people want money so they can feel safe, and I'm no exception. Anyways, here's a swarm real quickly. Here we get to see the power of the sludge pump. I love the sludge pump. It is actually... I've only recently started fucking with it. You shoot a thing, and it starts melting the bug away, and it's fucking awesome. Right? Here I found the second crystal. And if you hold the shot on the sludge pump, it creates a puddle that they can't walk through. Nice. Here I am exploding fucking multiple bugs with the plants, and I'm like, nice. But yeah, the sludge pump, fucking awesome. Like, I actually love that weapon, this weapon now. Do I like it more than crowd cannon? Not really. No drill elevator. Like, what's the reason for that? Are you stupid or something? Are you stupid? That's so real of me to say, oh, here's a holy hoarder, and I fucking get to work on immediately killing it. It was, yeah, this build I got going on is just really good. The sludge pump is probably one of the best weapons in the game. It's just that the crowd cannon is really good against crowds. It's terrible against single enemy targets. So I'd say bring the crowd cannon if you are on a team. Bring the sludge pump if you're doing solo. But anyways, back to money problems. It's just it just sucks having these money problems because, and also like, spoiler alerts, my housing situation is not the best in terms of life, because guess what? I live in Florida, and the Florida housing market is genuinely like one of the worst. It's like 1,000-foot square home will cost you $500,000, which, if you know anything about the housing market, that seems absurd, and that's because it is. It's absolutely terrible. And the thing is that my like, you're also sometimes if you live in a flooding zone, you are forced to pay flood insurance if you don't pay off the entire house. It's really annoying. Fuck. Here I am getting frustrated with this cave structure, trying to mine this shit, and it's really annoying. But just fuck, man. I just wish money wouldn't. I just wish things weren't as expensive, you know? A lot of people like to blame Trump or Biden, and that's fair, but at the same time, let's be real. The entire problem is just boomers. I called Molly the thing is, but like, boomers are like, let's just be real. They're the actual problem. They hoard their fucking wealth. They were the first generation to truly be selfish. You know, fucking generations before were actually like, okay, I'm going to fight in a war and risk my life because I know that children of the future depend on it, and I don't want them growing up in a world fucking ruled by Nazis or fucking Spanish. Well, but side note, like, it did end up working out because my stock returns of those like $250 eventually did return to my card. It took like a business week, which is stupid, but whatever. And also, I'm selling my laptop, and that is seeming to look really good, and it's going to be for $250, so that's like $500 for me. So it did work out in the end. It's really, there's also a statistic that like it's like a really high, way too high number of homeowners are like, it's like 60 or 80%, I think it's in between that percentile of homeowners are above the age of 60, which is just not okay. And then there's fucking companies you know, hoarding their fucking shit. And the worst thing is that, like, I know I'm getting political here, and I don't like getting political, but like, I live in America, you know. I kind of care about housing and shit because, believe it or not, I do like this country. I love my country. The problem is I don't love how it's being managed right now. And I'm not trying to make a PSA telling you to vote because, you know, I'm not an expert on that. You're totally in your right to have your own opinions. I don't give a shit what you think politically. Unless you, like, want to commit mass genocide, then that is kind of a problem. But, like, it's just, I hate money, and I just always wish I had more, but brother, come on. Even if I, like, work really hard, things will just increase in price. Anyways, moving on to the second mission, I had that reaction because it is an on-site refinery mission with the Haunted Cave Mutator, meaning that there is an invisible glyphid bulk detonator walking around that is completely invincible, and he's going to be pestering me for the entire cave. And his name is Kelvin. I get him. So here I am immediately dealing with the glyphid horde and calling a pump jack on the first thing I see. Immediately calling a resupply because I'm almost out of Sabata ammo, and I'm getting decently low on the sludge pump ammo. And, you know, I have the nitro for it. Well, when did you get so close? So here I am getting a little spooked by Kelvin, and I'm just, right now I'm just trying to take in my surroundings and immediately get to work on mining the Morkite. I'm actually using a trick here where I just cancel the stop holding right click the second the pickaxe lands, because that does save a little bit of time. It's not like a lot, but it's enough to, like, make me feel safe, especially on a mission where an invincible fucking demon of death is following me. Here I panic just a little bit at the sheer... I underestimated the amount of enemies following me. And instead of actually mining myself, I just tell Bosco to deal with it while I run away and sort of lead Kelvin around in a circle, because that's pretty much all you gotta do to deal with him. If you know, you just have to train him, and I mean train as in a choo-choo train. Train him around the arena. The cave. Here an earthquake happens, and I'm just wondering I'm just lamenting this biome because I hate it. Anyways, it's time to talk about the topic of this mission, which is candy and sores. As in canker sores, because I have one right now at the back of my throat. I'm fine right now because I took medicine to numb it and coat it in like a thing. I don't know. It's called like Kank Plus or something. I don't know how the medicine works, but it makes I rub it on the sore and it gets really sticky and hardens, and it feels good, or it feels soothing. I also have something called Ambisol, which numbs it. So those two combined make me feel good enough to talk, but talking without it really hurts, and it's going to wear off probably by the time I end this recording. And this is all from me just fucking eating like shit. But, like, you know, it's the holiday season. Can you blame me? It's the holiday season. So, you know, it's the holiday season. I'm getting festive. I'm getting happy. And, you know, something that includes just eating, you know, candies. Candy canes, chocolates. Side note, I think Christmas is a chocolate time. You know, like Halloween, you get your like Sour Patch Kids, your Sweet Tarts, stuff like that. And I like that candy a lot. I just have a sweet tooth. Oh my lord. But like Christmas, that's chocolate. That's like Hershey's. That's fucking Reese's. That's Twix, stuff like that. Here I am just working on the pipeline as per usual, and here I am panicking a little bit because terrain and Kelvin. Gets scary. But of course, I have to eat like shit, and then I have to suffer the consequences. I hate the human body. Can I just say? I hate that things like sugar taste so good when they are so bad for you. Why is it that things that taste good are bad for you? I think, like, genuinely the only exception to this rule, in my opinion, is apples. I love apples. I love how they taste. I think they're great. But, like, everything else that is healthy for you, there's always something wrong with it. Actually, I take it back. I like fish as well. Like salmon. Salmon's really good. But, like, there's not much out there that's healthy and that's tastes good. All the good stuff tastes bad. And I hate the human body for being this way. I also hate human teeth for being, like, the one part of the human body that does not grow back. Because last year, I also ate like shit, and I got, like, a huge... this was huge. A huge cavity that, like, freaked me the fuck out, because if it was a root canal, fuck off. That's, like, way more money than I have to spend. But thankfully, it was just a simple filling, and it was like $200. And like I was going to pay for it myself. I had the money, but then my parents were nice and decided to cover the cost because my dad also had a cavity because I'm my father's son, and he ended up needing way more than the filling. So I guess there was like, well, at least you're better than your father. So, and since then I've been using Act mouthwash every night before bed because it's like cavity preventing or something. And you know what? Even if it's just a placebo, I'll let the placebo be a placebo. Here I am sort of building quickly a very complicated pipeline because I'm fucking scared of Kelvin. I don't know, I think a blue bug just fucking died there for some reason and dropped all that shit, but, you know, I'll more than happily take it because that got me my Morkite quota. And there's the bulk detonator exploding. That was actually genuinely scary for me. I just barely managed to get out of the way with the dash perk. The dash perk is an S-rated perk, by the way. If fully upgraded. It burns, the chains, they burn. So, you know, a canker sore isn't as bad as a cavity. I'll give you that. But god fucking damn, dude. It hurts to swallow. I'm constantly rubbing my lymph node because it's like in the back of my throat. So it hurts to swallow. I rub my lymph node to sort of ease it. I wake up and I swallow my saliva and I literally wince. Eating any food, healthy or unhealthy, now sucks. Because eating or drinking will wash away the Ambisol and Kanka Plus that I have. Here I am immediately just starting the thing just to fucking get it out of the way, you know? I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Kelvin, you're a lot quicker than most, you know that. But I can slow you down. I never knew that. I guess this is just the wonderful power of the Don. Big Don. Wonderful work for America. We're making Hoxies great again with these mines. You know, this is why I don't like the rival robots from Industrial Sabotage. It's a shame to see robots replace good dwarven jobs.
I tell Bosco to fix the thing here, and I repair the other part, right? And I also throw a grenade. And you'll notice that Bosco does not do his fucking job. Anyways. So, yeah, I just want to say, I hate the fucking human body for not liking healthy things, but hating unhealthy things. You know, it's the same with, That's also a genuine jump scare.
What stopped you, Bosco? Why'd you do it 95%?
Another great thing about the sludge pump is that, you can just let them melt away. You can just fire a single shot, let them melt away while Bosco finishes them off, or, you just focus on other enemies. But, I'd say this, it's, human body doesn't like healthy stuff. Same with exercise, you know? Even people I know who exercise hate exercising, but they do it anyway because they have to, They have to be healthy. Because ultimately, it is a proven fact that if the more fit you are, the more happier you are. You will genuinely be more depressed if you're fat as fuck. Sorry, but that is the way it is. If you are overweight or obese and you're really just that miserable, just at least try taking up exercise. I'm not trying to insult you, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or pretend it. Your weight might probably has something to do with it. This fucking mission was stressful. I did have fun though. But it doesn't change that ultimately exercise is not appealing. I think people who run marathons genuinely have Pavlov gaff slit themselves on a professional level to enjoy it. Because I don't think any sane human would want to run 23 or 26? I'm just going to say 26. 26 whole miles. That's absurd. That's 3 straight... That's at the very least 3 straight hours of running. Who wants to... sometimes 6. Who wants to spend an entire fourth of the day just running? I have to have the most immaculate Spotify playlist if that's the case.
Nope. Oh my god, I'm so scared.
That was really scary. I was on 1 health. I decided... Because the drop pod land, I'm going to top myself off to get full ammo and health, and I'm using the pipes to get a quick getaway and just immediately make my way to the thing, ignoring everything else, saying fuck you. So long, Kelvin. It was fun. So long, Game Master. Anyways, yeah. Fuck canker sores. I hate them. Brother. Cave Leech Custer in a Dreadnought. Dreadnought. Oh, we get to talk about Dreadnoughts. Okay. I'm sorry if I felt very disconnected. I'm gonna be honest. Normally I think about the topics like a few days ahead of time. I'm like, oh, that would be good to talk about on the weekly deep dive with jELeeoo. But I came up with these topics today. So, like, literally minutes before recording this. But yeah. It's Cave Leech Cluster, so I'm not taking chances. I'm immediately scanning the ceiling with the terrain scanner. But so far it seems chill. So now we have another Morkite mining thing and a Dreadnought elimination. So anyways, last thing I want to talk about is dialogue in media. Dialogue in books, movies, TV, games, any of that. When two characters in a story are talking to each other, they go blah 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 blah. Should have gotten this with fucking Kelvin instead of a Cave Leech Cluster. True. Also, it also has the mutator Rich Atmosphere, meaning I'm just way faster now. And also the dwarves are now high-pitched, except for Driller, it just switches into Scout voice lines, which I think is funny as fuck. But, like, if you were a Scout, like, you would actually be higher pitched. These fucking plants will plague me for this entire mission. You'll see. But I've noticed that a trend, not, like, in recent media, but just... I think media is always bad by default, in that good media are the exceptions to the rules. Of course, when I look for cave leeches and then I get careless for 1 second, I get caught by one. At least my it didn't actually do any hard damage, it only killed my shield. I don't know what hurt me there. But seriously, yeah, fuck cave leeches. God, this sludge pump is so cool though. But like, yeah, like a lot of people like a lot of anime. And not to dig on the Japanese, but, like, Japanese media is bad, too. I think just Americans are stupid and are blinded by, just... I don't know. I totally brain farted. That was the scariest fuck. Brother, come on. That was the second one. But, like, we're blinded by the language barrier into thinking that, like, badly written anime is good anime. Not to say there is no good writing in anime. I think, like, you know, Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, stuff like that. Good writing. Berserk, obviously. But, like, fucking course. But fucking... God damn, there's also just so many, like, you know, trashy isekai that are all just the same with one-dimensional, like, boobies on a stick figure that follow around and are just yes men to the main character. I'm going to take a break from this to talk about this. This is a Dreadnought. You find their big egg and you pop it and one of 3 bosses will spawn. But unlike Industrial Sabotage, I like these bosses, except for this one. This one's just mid. This is the Dreadnought Hive Guard. He's going to spawn minions, you kill them, and then you get his 3 weak points, and then his back will open up for you to actually do damage. So here I am just trying... He's really good at hiding his back on this terrain, though, as you see. And I fall to my fucking death because I was too fast and I fell off that ledge. But yeah, these are... The Dreadnoughts, I think they're fun. I like the variety they spawn in. There's also, like, 2 twins that, like, heal each other if you keep them... there's a huge, like, health disparity. And then there's one that's just, like, a bulky guy. I see. Okay, cool. And he's the best one to fight. Here I am realizing what killed me. And here... I realized that even though the sludge pump is cool, it's only really cool at slowing dreadnoughts down, so I'm better off using it like that, and then using the Sabata and grenades instead. This Hive Guard, he's a real pain in the ass if in this terrain specifically. This terrain is terrible, probably because of the burning marks, but you know, and I'm gonna be honest, I should have spawned the Dreadnought, let him climb down, and then use the explodey plants to, like, do damage to him. Stop moving. But whatever. At least he's almost dead. But as you can see, I'm using so much fucking ammo. I'm trying to... I literally had to resupply because I ran out of pistol ammo. And he keeps moving around. He's such an asshole. I don't like this guy. I said excuse me because I needed him to stay still. There we go. Fucking God. Fuck that guy. Anyways. F4. I'm doing some epic parkour to really find my way around. And this guy, look at how expertly I take this guy down. I love the sludge point. Anyways, so going back to dialogue and media, it's also, so I digged on, you know, anime, because, you know, I feel like way too many just fucking glaze Japan as a country, and at least in America, when, like, in reality, I'm not saying Japan is a bad country, but, like, they're not the best country in the fucking world, okay? That would obviously be the Isle of Man. Not just kidding. I know nothing about the Isle of Man, other than, like, where it is and that it exists.
Worst biome.
It really is the worst biome. Here I am just looking for some coarse dirt. And then, you know, it's not like America is any fucking better, because, you know, we have the trend of Netflix dialogue, where Netflix literally is expecting the viewer to be so dumb that they constantly have to repeat expository information. Now, call me crazy, but if you are writing your show, if you are restricting the writing of your show, nice cave leech catch, if you are expecting the people in your show to not pay attention, then you do not have a good show. If you have good writing, people will lock the fuck in. Look at Breaking Bad. Look at fucking, what's it called? The Sopranos, you know? These shows that are popping off. And to be honest, they are well written.
At least I'm down here.
I will say, Dexter, it's mid. But the actual dialogue, the things people say, sometimes they can be interesting. Except for when I watched a single season of Dexter. I do not like Deb. I do not like her conversations with Dexter, and this is because their dialogue is, "Hi brother, how's it going? Hi sister, how's it going?" Siblings do not. As someone with a sibling, I do not call my brother brother. I know I go, "Oh brother." I don't say that to him though. I call him by his name, or I say, "What's up, asshole?" Because I don't like him, because he's stupid and dumb, and I'm better than him. Anyways. Like, it's really annoying, because there's just so much, like, I don't want to dig on people who make creative stuff, but at the same time, if you're going to make creative stuff, make it good. Have good writing. You know, I've tried, like, getting into book talk to see if, like, any modern books were good, and all I saw was, like, smut in fantasy romance. And fantasy romance is just as bad as... I have a whole problem with romance writing in general. It's just so terrible. I'm getting network errors. What is going on? I actually checked out a few pages of, like, a Colleen Hoover book. Oh my god. It's very simplistic language. I can appreciate that. But at the same time, the metaphors are as sharp as a caveman's club. And yet she'll be more rich than I ever am because women are horny. And that's like another thing. Like, people who think horniness or perversion is, like, funny. It's not. You just come off as a creep. It's not funny in the slightest. It's really hard to get into older, like, shonen anime, because there's always that one fucking character that is just a complete pervert. Look at fucking, what's his name? Usopp? Is it Usopp? The guy, he's from One Piece. There's 100% a cave leech in here, by the way. I said that earlier. I'm so scatterbrained. Yeah, there you go. I was waiting for that. But, like, you know, in a lot of anime, there's a pervy character, the guy from One Piece, a lot of male characters in Soul Eater and Fire Force. Well, not really Fire Force. In Fire Force, things just sort of happen to the women that leaves them in, like, scantily clad clothes, which is still dumb, but, like, there aren't as many male characters that are, like, straight up perving. There's that stupid purple fuckhead from My Hero. Fuck that guy. I want to kill him. Like, actually. And again, it's not even just anime. It's also American shows. Fucking, like, what's his face? Quagmire from Family Guy, Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. Although, I will say, okay, Barney is an exception to the rule because his womanizing behavior is portrayed as lame by the other characters. All the other characters find his womanizing tactics absolutely fucking deplorable, and we also learned that it is a ploy he puts on because he's, like, insecure or something. I'm not saying that it completely forgives everything, but it definitely is a lot better than fucking any other quote-unquote womanizer character in a sitcom, like fucking Joey from Friends. I guess this isn't really dialogue, just more writing in general, but, like, the point I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of slop in the world, And this is for every single country in existence. And what makes really and good shows and good writing are the exceptions to the rule. And even then, good shows aren't perfect. You know, I love Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and Pluribus. I've been watching that; it's been really good. But I do not like Vince Gilligan's whole thing of showing someone do something in excruciatingly slow detail. I fucking hate that. And the big thing, I can't even get to like my main point, is that video game dialogue also just fucking sucks. Like Persona, fucking what's it called? Fucking Danganronpa, fucking any Life is Strange games. They're all very expository without sounding natural. They do sound very unnatural.
I love this company so much.
I'm not done yet, but
Another beautiful victory for America. God bless Huxley's and God bless America. I love this company. It's the best company in the world.
it feels unnatural. Real people do not talk like that. That is my thing. There we go. I complained about what I wanted to complain about. I'm in a complaining mood. It has not been a good week for me. I've been sick.
Yeah, rock and stone.
Good job, Donald. You really did.
You did it. You're a wonderful American man. The big, beautiful Bill. I'm going to be honest, though. My gameplay kind of sucked almost as much as Bill Clinton's cock. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Flossing Donald out.